Well, hey gang, welcome back. I am out in the backyard with the critters for a hot minute, but I'm getting ready to make a low-carb pizza crust so that I can have dinner ready and on the table when lovely hubby gets home. So if you would like to join me and learn how to make a nice, technically carnivore, if you're not thinking about seasonings and stuff, but very, very low-carb pizza crust. This is actually my first time making it. My sister-in-law makes it all the time and sent me her recipe, so props to Angie for hooking me up with this one. If you don't follow Angie, she is on Instagram at 6 months to life. But yeah, this is going to be a very simple 3-ingredient pizza crust, and then basically you just load it up with whatever you want on it. So if you want to learn how to make it, this one. I'm also at the very end of this video going to include all of the measurements and macros on the screen per serving, how many servings this ends up making just based on the size of the pan and how it all comes out. So don't worry, we'll have all the measurements. I will also have the full recipe in the description box below on how to make the crust and any tips that I learned along the way, with this being our first attempt at it. But yeah, we're going to come up with the serving size, how many servings for the recipe, as well as all the macros per serving. So that's going to be in here, so hang on for that. All right, let's get started. These are the ingredients we need. So we need 3 large eggs, 2/3 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt. We also need 1.5 cups of shredded mozzarella. Use whatever brand and calorie dense kind you like, and whatever seasonings you like. I'm just using garlic powder, oregano, and basil. You can whisk all of this together by hand, but I'm going to throw all of mine in the Ninja just to make life a little bit easier. So basically, I'm just dumping all of the ingredients into the Ninja pitcher. Now, you can use an individual cup of Fage yogurt that comes out to 5.3 ounces or 2/3 of a cup. I have a big container, so that's what I used here. Also, the 1.5 cups of mozzarella, and then measure all of your seasonings, with your soul. You can do whatever seasonings you like. Italian seasoning would probably be really good here, but I didn't have any, so I just used a little basil and oregano along with the garlic powder. Put everything into the Ninja, and I just mixed it on medium until everything really looked like it was combined pretty well. And then I used my little silicone spatula to kind of scrape down the sides a little bit, just to make sure that those last little bits ended up getting all mixed in as well. Total, it was probably in my blender for maybe 60 seconds. This was a really quick process. So I have a large pan here. It's like a 10 by 14, I think, so a little bigger than a 9 by 13 pan. And it's just lined with parchment. One of those little silicone baking trays would probably be good for this too. I decided to make a rectangular one. And then we're just going to throw this in a preheated 400-degree oven for 18 to 20 minutes. And this is how it comes out. It's beautiful. The Yo Mama's pizza sauce is my absolute favorite. If you look at the ingredients, it's just real stuff, y'all. It's like, there's nothing crazy. It's just normal people ingredients. It's fantastic. Buy it. So I used total for the pizza, after kind of like eyeballing it a little bit and measuring it out. We probably used a little more than 1/4 of a cup, maybe close to 1/3 of a cup of the pizza sauce, and I just spread it out really thin with the back of a spoon over the course, or over the entire crust. Now, you can also just stop here if the pizza sauce is enough for you. But after talking to my sister-in-law about her favorite pizza from Mod Pizza, which used to be around, which is a Christmas sauce, she also adds in some pesto sauce to hers. So I had a little bit of this, the Classico pesto sauce still in my fridge.
So we're going to use a little bit of that. This does add a little bit of carbs and, of course, a little bit of calories and everything because there's some olive oil in there. It's the primary fat. So I did about 2 tablespoons of the pesto and just kind of swirled it around with the sauce. For me, I think this was a game changer. The flavor from the pesto was absolutely delicious. This just got so much vibrancy in there from all of the herbs. So then I am taking a little bit of the double cheddar and doing a very kind of light sprinkling. You can't really see it since you're not from above it, but you can still see a good bit of the sauce through the cheese. Now that's just to kind of make an adherent little layer. I'm putting some fresh diced bell pepper on mine. Really, you can do whatever toppings you like, but we wanted to do like a supreme pizza. So got some slivered onions on here too. Kind of doing everything evenly over the entire pizza. Black olives are absolutely gross. I hate them, but Richard loves them. So I put those on half of the pizza for him. I think they taste like wet floral foam, or the texture. So gross, guys. So for me, canned or jarred mushrooms are superior on a pizza. If you're a fresh mushroom person, cool. I'm not. I'm always going to go for the jarred or the canned mushrooms for mine. So we put mushrooms over the entire thing as well. Going in with some simple little Hormel pepperonis, the little pillow pack that you can pick up at every single grocery store. Get whatever kind you like. You can do bacon pieces here too, or sausage crumbles. I mean, whatever kind of toppings. Again, I think the possibilities are endless for this. I'm doing another really light layer of the double cheddar. You can always stick to just mozzarella here, but I like the flavor that cheddar gives on pizza. So then we're going in with the kind of fancy shred of the mozzarella, getting it all coated on there. Like, listen, if you're making pizza, you're probably not going to be stingy with the cheese, but if you want to measure it with cups, do it. You do you. So this is what it looks like before I throw it in the oven. I just put it in under the low broil setting for really less than about 5 minutes, just until all of the toppings were, kind of cooked underneath the cheese and the cheese was golden. And this, guys, the whole house smells so good. It's absolutely amazing. Definitely give this a shot.
All right, guys, so background sucks, but this is the only place where it's quiet enough to try it and where you can see it in daylight. So this is 1/4 of the pizza total. Now I am going to include the macros right here for the crust, and I think that 1/4 is a pretty reasonable serving. I think most people could probably sit and eat half. So if you doubled these macros, that would give you half of the pizza. But at the same time, I think that the crust is going to be pretty dense. So I think that this will actually be pretty satisfying, especially with all of the toppings added. So the macros that I have on there are just for the crust, because of course, depending on what you put on the pizza, it's going to determine your total calorie and carb intake. So here we are. I'm going to do the taste test. Richard has already lost his freaking mind over it. So I'm going to show you kind of the bend, and I'll show you the back. So that's what the crust looks like. And we're going to give it a go. I mean, yeah. That was pretty good, dude. We are in a terrible habit of ordering pizza from a local place on Friday nights when we've given up on life for the week. Their pizza is an amazing, amazing thing, but it's carby and full of calories and full of all of the bad. So being able to control toppings and your ingredients and something like this, worth it. Yeah, pretty dang good. All right, let me know if you try it. Throw it in the comments if you do. I'm gonna give this guy a little fold. Oh my god. I don't even want to go back inside. Like, I just want to sit out here and eat it. It's so good, y'all. Look at it. Pizza. Seriously, make it. Try it. It's very thin crust, but it's good.